Middle school can be so weird. And I really don't feel like it has to be that way, but it really becomes like your daughter is two different people. It's like one day she wants to snuggle and the next day it is a struggle. I always say that. And, one day she barely wants to talk to you. She doesn't even have two words. And then the next day it's like midnight and she's all up in your bed talking your ear off, when she knows she's supposed to be in the bed. And you're kind of thinking like, wait, I thought you didn't want to talk. I didn't but you're there for it because you're like, okay, well, she wants to talk right now. But then she goes and gives you the silent treatment and hi, how's your day? And she's like, fine. How you doing? Fine. And you're just kind of in this space as a parent where you're like, wait, who is this girl? Like, where's my little girl? Where's my sweet little girl? It's like she's not your little girl anymore, but she still is, but she's also growing up. And so I think that is the challenge at this age, is just trying to figure out, how to balance this person that she was with this new person that she is becoming. And I think that's actually why so many parents feel like they're walking on eggshells in their own house, with this kid. And you're constantly wondering, like, did I say something wrong? Did I do something? Is she mad at me? Should I, punish her, or should I, push her to talk? Like, should I just leave her alone? You're trying to figure out which version of her that you're going to get. Like, which daughter are you going to have that day? And I think that is really exhausting for a lot of parents. And I think that is the part that we really don't talk about enough, and it's the conversation that we need to have. Middle school girls are experimenting at this time, and it's not a bad thing. They're just trying to figure out who they are, where they belong, like her style. One day it's like she's really into skincare and makeup, and the next day she's like rolling out of bed with her hoodie and her sweatpants with her hair tied up. Like, she wants to look cute one day, and the next day she doesn't even care. And it's just like, that's what it is, like some days she's feeling super girly and the next day she's feeling like a tomboy, and you're like, wait, is my daughter like, what is she? Could be both. Let her figure it out. We don't have to put girls in a box, like, let her discover who she is and what her personal style is. She's trying on different personas and trying on different styles. She's getting different interests. She's exploring different versions of herself, and that's not a bad thing, and that's not being fake. And that's just her, that's not even her being dramatic. That's just her discovering herself. And even just think about us as adults, like, weren't you figuring stuff out too? Like, over the years, we've had friends change, we've changed our style and the things that we like. I used to be super like rough, and now I'm really into girly stuff, like we all had to grow into ourselves, and that's what she's doing. And she's trying to figure all of this out in 6th and 7th grade. And even if nobody's actually watching, it feels like everyone is. So we need to give girls space, and we need to give girls grace. And I think that is where parents really get stuck. Everything in you just wants to fix it. You want to make everything better. You want to solve problems. You want to solve the friendship problem. You want to solve the body image problem. You want to solve the confidence problem. You want to just make everything okay. You want everything to be good. And, sometimes school and these kind of situations aren't something that you have to fix. It's just a time where you're just going to have to walk through it with her, and whenever she's ready to talk, sometimes she doesn't need the perfect answer. She might not even be needing answers. She just needs to know that you're a safe space for her to be. And then, whenever she is ready to talk, that you'll be there for her, not judging her. And, even if it feels like, she's not listening, or she feels like you're not listening, she's watching everything. And, she notices when it is safe for her to talk. She notices, like, if you're in a bad mood, like maybe it's a time where she actually really does need to talk, but you're came home from work and you're just not in a good mood. And so I just ask parents to be mindful of those kind of things, because you never know when your daughter might actually really, really, really need you. And, that might just be the time where she really needs you. The time that you're in a bad mood and that you don't want to talk. But always, always, always be open and make sure that you have that safe space for your daughter. And if you feel like you don't have the capacity to do that, make sure she has mentors and other people around where she is able to, you know, get answers to questions and have a place to talk, and she's not going and finding answers anywhere else. And I think that's why I care so much about girls in middle school and what they're going through, because these aren't just, you know, the years where girls are changing. Everybody knows that middle school is a little bit extras, you know, but this is the time where they're really learning how to be in the world. They're trying to figure out, you know, how to be a good friend and how to recognize bad friends and make sure they're surrounding themselves with good people, you know, surrounding themselves with positive influences. They are learning how to speak up for themselves and not let anybody talk over them or cut them off. They're learning, you know, self-respect and how to take care of themselves, how to walk into a room with confidence, how to handle drama when it comes up and not let it be the end of the world. They're learning healthy habits. They're figuring out their own style. They're figuring out how to be comfortable being exactly, you know, who they are. And this is where, you know, they're kind of figuring out from other people, but it's like, who's going to teach them those things? Where are they going to figure these things out? They shouldn't have to figure it out by themselves. And so that's why I created SISIETY, to be a safe space of self-discovery and with other girls who are going through the same things as well. You know, she's not alone. There's like, everybody's going through the same thing at this time. So girls need a place where they can ask questions and get positive guidance in the right direction, not necessarily advice. They need a place that's actually fun to be a part of, that they can get excited about being. She needs to be a part of a sisterhood where they're cheering each other on, and you know, she's not just figuring it out on her own. So I'm really excited about what we're doing, and I'm excited to meet your daughter and bring her into the community. It's something that every girl in middle school deals with, and next week we're going to talk about something that every middle school girl deals with, and that is friendships. Stay tuned.